Hi, I'm Doyle Bishop with Tulsa Heaters Midstream, and this channel tells you everything that you ever wanted to know about process heating in the midstream segment. Today I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit different, a little bit offbeat. Question is hey, what was your first job? What did you do? So my first employer job, where I actually had a boss, I was 16 years old. I grew up in rural America. I grew up in South Texas. And where I grew up, there was a lot of sod farming. We called it grass farming. In Oklahoma, they call it sod farming. And so I got a job working on a sod farm. And it was just me and 300 acres. There were no other employees. So my job was to water, fertilize, and mow that sod farm. And it was a continuous effort of watering, fertilizing, mowing. And so I would be there, most days I'd be there all by myself. Some days I'd have a boss check in on me. But I've always had a pretty good work ethic. So even though I was not supervised, I was hard at it. And so sometimes I remember I'd finish mowing, finish watering. So what do? Well, I would take this thing called a sling, and I would go and sling around some trees, just make the thing look like a golf course, because I had done all my chores. I had this boss named Sam Laddie, and he was a great guy. He was my first boss that I ever had. He was a great guy, and Sam, he was a black man. He was an older black man, and he found out that I played golf. And so he said, yeah, I really like to play golf. And I said, well, I tell you what, I'll bring my clubs one day and you show up at the end of the day and we'll get out on this sod farm and hit some balls. And I had a shag bag, and so I brought my clubs, he brought his. And so we get out there and we're hitting balls, which was a hoot. And he was a great guy. And so I said, Sam, where do you play golf? What course do you play? And because he was a good golfer. He said, well, I've never played on a course. And I said, you haven't? And this was a long time ago. He said, no. He said, I'm a little fearful to play on a course. And I said, I tell you what, Sam, I want you to come play with me on my course. And he goes, I don't know about that. I said, I do. It'll be awesome. And so he'd been hitting golf balls, never played, but for the first time in his life, he and I went and played on a golf course. And we had a great time. And from that moment on, Sam continued to play on any course in the area. It was a great memory, great guy, and it was actually a great job. So if you like this, you want to hear more about midstream heating, I promise to talk more about midstream heating sometime, subscribe or like this channel.